Imagine wife, I card you. I'm in my tent here, just on the outskirts of Letterkenny, and it's raining, so I'm going to let the rain go over a bit, hopefully, before I hit the road. So I'm sorry I didn't post last night, but for some reason, even though I had so much help yesterday, I seemed to be exhausted. But I had a good night's sleep, and I feel better now. So I'd like to start by just mentioning a few people that I met along the way. John Paul, Kellyanne, Elijah Edward, who I met at breakfast, and they're from Falkirk. Nice to meet you, and I hope you have enjoy the rest of your holiday. Helen Hawkey, John McLaughlin, Pat and Rosie McGart, Caroline and Peter, Miriam and Hilary, Anne and Christine, Yassine and Saeed. And on Chuffed, I'd like to thank Teresa Mohammed, Maeve, Christina, my lovely daughter Aoife for her donation, Chris McGlone, I hope to see you in Laura soon, Chris, Mary Doherty, Katrina Ballard, Karen Barth. Thanks very much for all your donations. And you know, I only started this a week ago, and I don't know much about Facebook and like doing this on Instagram, but the views on the Facebook page have hit 30,000. There was like 8,000 yesterday alone, and 7,000 on Instagram. So it seems to me that's quite good. So it definitely seems to be connecting with people, and that's good. So if you could like and share any of the wee posts that you see, and maybe follow me and tag it and with people, and maybe if you could donate. I have the link, the post about where the maps are. There's a link at the top, which is very obvious. I'm going to try and post the link. Someone said post it in the comments, so I might look into that later on today at a good time. But I walked from Derry here to Letterkenny yesterday, and it was 18 miles, and what a contrast coming across the border into Donegal. Like I've walked through some hostile places in the north with my Palestinian flag with tricolour up the sign with the tricolour and Palestinian flag on it, and coming across the border, every car was blowing their horn in each direction, one after the other. It was unbelievable. People were stopping on the road and they were holding up the traffic, talking to me out through the window. They were giving me water, giving me biscuits, and giving me encouragement, and it was unbelievable. And that went on the whole way to Letterkenny yesterday. And I tried to record it 5 times. I took the camera out and put it on this thing. And Peter will tell you, and Caroline will tell you, every time I took it out, it went quiet. I was like the Kit Kat advert, and I gave up in the end. But they can verify, like the horns were blowing the whole way into Letterkenny. So that was some contrast from some of the places I was in the north. So I was met at the border by Miriam and Hilary, who worked with the IPSC, and Hilary was doing a wee video on that, and very impressive, very technological. She was using the timer and all, like, to take photos. Very impressed with that now, Miriam. We had a real good laugh, and they gave me this t-shirt, and I think it's brilliant, and that's their current campaign to stop this game with the genocidal state. And I thought, whoever the artist is for that, full credit. So let's hope that game can be stopped. The movement has made good progress, forcing it out of the country, forcing it behind closed doors. Maybe it's going to take the players to refuse to do it. Let's hope. We can't play them. We can't play them. So I'm very proud to wear this and support the red card for Israel, IPSC, and So I met them and I was walking along and I was going to get a coffee in the garage there, but what were they selling? Cost of coffee, and there's no way I was buying that. And I just wanted to tell you about the app that I use. Now, no one in Ireland seems to know about it, but it's called the Boycat app. You can spell that BOYCAT, as in pussycat. And you download that app, and every product you're buying, if you scan the barcode, it comes up with the details of that, and you can put into your app the campaign, your cause. So you can put in if it's a Palestine, if it's environmental, but it'll come up anyway and it'll say don't buy it, and it'll give you the reasons why you shouldn't buy it and the links to the genocide, and it's brilliant. And it's amazing how many products in the supermarkets are linked to companies associated with the genocide. So I'd encourage everyone in Ireland don't seem to be aware of it. It's quite well known among activists in England. Download the Boycott app, and that'll help you to avoid genocidal products. And a big shout out to all the BDS activists and going around the shops. You do brilliantly. I watch your videos all the time, and it seems to be having an effect, getting those products off the shelves. And then so I was very disappointed that I couldn't get my coffee, and I was disillusioned. I like my coffee. And who pulled up in the van? Only Art and Rosie McArt. And I was telling them that, and they said, listen, get in the van, up to the house, we can get you a coffee. So that's what we've done. I jumped in the back of the van, they brought me up to the house, I had a coffee and fancy 2 bagels with cheese and all, real nice. And we had a great chat, and it was lovely to meet you. And then while I was up having coffee, Peter and Caroline were looking for me, and they were driving up and down the road, couldn't find me, and I up sitting with the feet up in Art's and Rosie's. But when I did come down, Peter saw us, and then he met us a wee bit down the road, and him and Caroline walked an awful good bit of the way down the road, and Peter carried the pack and the sign, and I was really, that was really good to have company and not to have to carry that rucksack. And Miriam had taken all my tent stuff and all out and brought it ahead for me, so we picked that up in Letterkenny, but it was very heavy. I was so relieved to get that stuff taken out, so a big thank you for that. And then Caroline walked the whole way down with me into Letterkenny, and with a good laugh, and I think she's a habit of doing extra when she's doing a walk. Like, I've heard all about that long walk in Donegal where she just kept going, a bit like Forrest Gump. So we got into Letterkenny and we found this wee spot to pitch the tent, and Caroline took me to Burrito Loco in the town, and I met Yassine and Sayed there. They were Palestinian, and that was an honour. I said yesterday morning I'd love to meet some Palestinians, so I did. And Caroline treated me to a box of their food, which was a really, really nice food. And I have some that will do me today. So a big thanks to Peter and to Caroline. You made a real difference to my day. It was really good. So that was yesterday. I'm going to pack up my tent. Hopefully the rain will go over, and head for Ballybofey. So I want to do, I have in my mind to do a couple of videos, and the next one I'd like to do would be about the other family I stayed with in Al Khalil village, the Abu Najir family, and they were dispossessed. There was about 50 people living on the other side of the mountain from Abu Hammam family. So I'd like to tell you about that and share some footage with it. My friend Damien is coming from England. He'll be in Ireland. Well, he'll be in Ireland now maybe, and he's going to be with me for a week, and he's going to take my stuff ahead. He's got a camper van, so I'm looking forward to that. So I'll see you along the way, folks. Thanks for all the support. Slán.